would like to get in before we start GA. We're going to be...
Just do it.
Assembly, we have a lot more things to talk about. We haven't given a level together. I'm sorry. What's on the list for General Assembly?
Let's go. General Assembly.
What was the answer to
We'll cover that. That'll be... Let's go.
All right, we're going to do one more minute of soapbox, and then we're going to start GA.
I'm Rasperhan. Just want to say, for me, this movement is about global love revolution, oneness, love. And I look to my older brothers such as Bob Marley, John Lennon, and that's where I'm coming from. And I don't want to see the hatred and the conflict. Let's try to keep that to a minimum. And let's try to have creative ideas. It's not about hatred and anger and saying no. It's about coming up with ideas, nonviolent ideas to actually bring this shit down in a positive, loving way. Thank you.
I just want to say we've got to remember about the step up and step back thing. I see a lot of people dominating the rap here, and it's like, you know, allow other voices to be heard. I mean, if you're soapboxing, try to soapbox once, not 5 times.
That's it.
I'm Daniel.
Jesus Christ.
I'm glad you guys are all here. You're all occupiers.
Yeah. I just want to say, let's not do their work for them. Let's pull together here, people. Let's find compromise solutions that'll work for everybody and try to get this shit together. This is our chance to do something and say something about what we believe. This is our chance to reach out to people.
Moment of silence.
All right, let's open our GA with a moment of silence. Let's bring it back.
Woo! Yeah!
Hey guys, my name's Elizabeth. I'm going to be facilitating tonight. I am not a seasoned facilitator. I know there has been a lot of requests for those, and I'm sorry there's not one here right now instead of me. I'm going to be super honest. I'm scared shitless right now. You guys are really angry. And I'm going to ask for us to try our best to keep it respectful. If you notice yourself losing it, to step back for a second, talk to someone on Vibes Watch. Let's please try to come out of this meeting tonight feeling good and not feeling angry, not feeling frustrated. My job up here is to make sure that everybody gets heard, to stay super neutral, to stay positive, and to try to keep you guys together. Robin is my personal vibes check. If I get overwhelmed, she's going to step in for me, okay? So hopefully that won't happen, but she is here and she's going to let me know if I'm being opinionated or if I'm shutting people down, because that's not my intention. I guess let's get started.
Stack. Who's Stack?
Okay, yeah, I'm going to introduce our folks. So, Anthony, you going to take Stack?
On Stack.
Anthony's on Stack. Raise your hand if you want to help with vibes tonight.
Every night.
We got 3 right here, 4, 5, there should be, so we got like a vibes team. So they're going to be out and among you guys. Please, if you feel yourself starting to lose it, go talk to one of them, calm down. Their intention is to listen to you, to hear you out, and to try to bring you to a compromise that's going to help you come back into groups so we can stay together and not be divided. Anna is taking notes. Sweet, thank you so much. There's probably going to be a lot of them. And timekeeper. Who do we have?
Okay, John.
Cool. You got a stopwatch?
Yep.
Okay, so my request is to you turn it about is that you be really aggressive, and every time we start something new, you interrupt and ask how much time we're going to spend on it. That way we can be clear the whole time.
Yeah, I got it.
Awesome. Cool. All right. Yeah, thank you for bringing that. Robin's going to bring... Got it. Cool. We come together here in this place, maybe for the first time, maybe after days and weeks, one movement honored by our diversity. Look around. Take it in. Here before our General Assembly, let the fullness of the movement occupy you. Take a moment to remember what brought you here. Let your intentions fill you. We stand together in solidarity with all those suffering on our planet to birth a transformation from a culture of alienation to one of connectivity for a sovereign life on a healthy planet. May we listen to one another fully. As best we can, may our words be heard and our intentions honored as our movement grows. Thanks for being here, and thanks in advance for your respect. Woo. All right, really quick for announcements, we're going to start with working group announcements, then we're going to go to general announcements. I would like to get a vibe check on the idea of doing a physical stack where people line up, or just trying to go around the room in some kind of order. So who's in favor of doing physical stack tonight? Who's in favor of people raising their hands? Y'all agree that looks like physical stack? Cool. Okay, so if you are a representative of a working group, I'm going to invite you to come down now to give your working group announcement. And we have Chuck, thank you so much. And how much time do we want to spend on working group announcements? So they're done. Okay, how about per person though? Per person, how much time per person?
30 seconds.
I'm hearing 30 seconds, 1 minute, 5 minutes. Who wants 30 seconds? 1 minute? All right, 1 minute. I just got a clarification. A clarification?
To the facilitating rules. That's all. I just had a direct response to like facilitating rules or like clarification type thing. And before we get started, one of the things I was concerned about last time, this is why I haven't been here in several days, is because when somebody was blocking, like other people were doing like a double block, or which is completely psycho, so that's like no comeback. And then also if somebody was doing a block, they were taken out and tried to address the situation, but at the same time as they were taken out, everybody was still having a consensus over the issue that they were blocking on, and that was not okay. Because that's why they were blocking.
Okay, so tonight, anyone who throws a block will get a chance to say their perspective to the whole group before we vote.
But they can't be taken out and then everybody vote while they're being talked to, because that has happened a lot recently, and then that takes out everybody that was blocked.
So,
right?
Tonight, when you block, you will not be taken aside immediately. You will have a chance to express your opinion to the group, get some feedback, and then if you still need a personal conversation with the vibe check, we'll go to that. And the vote won't happen while they're out.
Right.
Yeah. Speaking of, we need to do hand signals. Was that what you were going to say?
No. I was just going to go off of what she was saying too. There should also be none of this double block your block bullshit.
Okay.
Really, that's really crap.
Yeah, it was like
All right. So real quick, hand signals.
it was like double no comeback.
Yes, I agree. No, I don't like what you're saying. You need to speak up. We can't hear you. You're going off topic. Let's try to use this, but let's use it respectfully. So let's try to be a little bit patient with it, okay? So if someone's just trying to get to what they're saying, let's try to respect that and give them the 20 or 30 seconds before we start a confrontation. Everyone here is coming from a lot of different places. Some of us have had some really hard things happen the past few days. We want to give people a place where they can express themselves too. You're saying the same thing over and over again. This is not you're taking a lot of time. If someone needs to take a lot of time, we need to respect that. But if someone's repeating themselves, this is for wrapping it up. This is a block. If you will leave the group, if what's being discussed is gone forward with. This is a clarification. I have a question. I need you to restate what you just said in a different way because it didn't make sense to me. You left out a detail. I'm going to request tonight that you guys please wait until people have finished speaking before you throw up a clarification or a block, because they may get to it. Okay, let's try to do a really good job of not cutting people off tonight. That's been something that's really been an issue here. Facilitation has been accused by many people of being bureaucratic, hierarchical. That's not what we're all about. We're all here to be together. Nobody is the leader. We're all the leaders, because we're leading this movement. So let's keep that in mind, and now let's go to working group announcements.
Direct.
Yes, sir.
You didn't do this.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, you had one. Like I said, I'm nervous. I'm sorry. Direct response, factual clarification. If you really disagree with something, but it's based on an opinion, not on a logistical detail, wait until we call for blocks. Okay, so this is, I said tomorrow the rally was going to start at 11. Oh, I'm wrong. Someone direct responses me to correct it to the correct time, which I think is 1. So, yes, ma'am.
What time during our General Assembly will we be able to all discuss or express our feelings of why things have been so chaotic the last 3 days or so? Because people here are pissed off, and they're going to keep getting pissed off if we don't discuss certain things that obviously are breaking us apart. So I want to know what time during our General Assembly will we be able to talk about these things instead of going ahead. If we can't go ahead if we don't discuss now. So I just wondering, when does that come up? Because that's why I don't think...
Would you like to make that an agenda item?
I would love to make that like the topic of our
Let's spend some agenda time on that, on talking about why people are getting angry. Yeah, we'll get to that
our
when we
group's
get to
being
adding
split
agenda.
up, and it's really bad.
Right.
Okay. All right. Let's officially, right now, close comments for intros and what we should do tonight, and open working group announcements. You guys get 1 minute.
Okay. Hi, Jennifer Foster, legal City Hall liaison group. Wanted to report, and this will probably be an agenda item, obviously, as to what's going on. But per the General Assembly consensus last night, which I complied with 100%, which was to ask the 2 questions that were posed, and to give a statement to them that they're part of the 99%. I did all that by email, and then we went to the meeting, arrived at the meeting, and 3 members of the group wanted to stop the process, wanted to call an emergency General Assembly and change the consensus. I did not feel that was appropriate, and so we went ahead with the process, and I would like the other people who were present to give their objective opinions, but the short story is, per the consensus last night, we now have the permit 24/7 ongoing underneath Lexington Avenue Bridge, and that was the consensus. And we have some details to follow up regarding logistics, and just to clarify that, it is still open to consensus as to whether we want to occupy this space, but I was directed to get this permit upon the questions, and that is exactly what happened, and I prevented someone from changing the group consensus.
Cool. Thank you, Jen. So, really quick reiteration. We can talk about where we're camping tonight when we get to agenda items. What happened yesterday is not set in stone, just like everything else with this group.
Yeah, so I have 2 working groups. There's 2 working group announcements. First one, media working group. French Press Canal is doing a television show. They're going to be through with Obama on Monday. They're going to come back on Thursday to speak with 2 people that voted for Obama and are now disillusioned. So the media working group is working out to find those 2 people. That's going to be a French television show that's going to air at some point. City Council or City Hall working group. I have a very, very different interpretation of what happened today at City Council or at the city meeting, so much so that I had to walk out because I was labeled as someone who was trying to hijack the group, which was completely ridiculous. And so that leads, I won't get into all the details here, but that leads into a proposal to deal with accountability for Jen. I hate to put it that way, but that's how I have to put it. For her behavior that has been going on for the last week and a half or whatever. So that's all.
Same committee? Same committee? Yep. Same committee report.
Yep. You're not a part of the committee, Verano.
There are others.
I was there.
Did that just?
I was there at the meeting, and I'm
Well, you voted on?
Okay, we can, I think we can take the time to do a second media group report back if we keep it really concise.
same media group, but I want to defend. I'm totally against what was just said. The meeting was perfect. Jennifer was right on target. And one person was there who tried to create a consensus to change what was voted on yesterday. And I'm glad that she left. The meeting was perfect. 3,000 square feet. There are problems about it which have to be addressed because it may not be the best space. So these are things that need to be discussed. This is a big, big issue.
Next working group announcement.
We're still part of the record.
Part of the media.
It's not a debate.
Is this going to be this is already an agenda item, so let's get to that discussion. If it's a discussion, we'll take it on later.
Hey guys, Victor with the outreach group. I went out today with my Flyers strike force. Flyers out to everybody. Gonna get the critical mass going. And I still have more flyers to put out. So if anybody's going out to, I don't know, a bar tonight, a social place, want to put out some flyers, come see me afterwards. Get as many as possibly can.
Thank you.
Zendog food group. Tomorrow's a potluck, so encourage everyone to bring food. We're setting some folks up with places to cook here. That's going to happen around 11 o'clock. You can see Panda and Kevin and what's your name? Teddy. If you want to be a part of that. Also, we're looking for refrigerator space when we have leftovers. Some of them have been going bad, so if anyone knows of a good source of, for fridging, hopefully a walk-in fridge, that would be helpful. I think that's, any donations are still going to the co-op. So if you know of anyone who wants to donate food, take them there. If it's like fresh produce and uncooked food, that can go directly to Rosetta's.
I have a question. Even though we're food, I'm food too. Let me just walk aside.
Yeah, let me open it.
One last thing. Tomorrow at 2:30, there's going to be a meeting of the food group. We're trying to get organization here because we've been a little disorganized. So we're going to have a meeting at 2:30. At,
Where is it?
are we going to be at Pritchard Park? Then?
Yeah, your meeting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pritchard Park.
The food group meeting tomorrow at 2:30, Pritchard Park. And working group announcement.
I'm Daniel. I'm in the working group that has the green hat that we don't have. Pass around for tips or donations or whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to pass this one around today. Find that green hat so you can start using that on the ability to get donations. We can pass the hats around. Where's the green hat? Okay, so I'm going to pass the hat around if anybody would like to donate.
Okay. Coleman, and this is the report back from the Nonviolent Training and Direct Action Working Group and from the rainy night consensus where we reviewed proposals to incorporate a certain set of nonviolent and respect to diversity tactics with the things that we have consent. So what I propose is just to read through what we have consent to, not necessarily a full-blown discussion because we are, as a working group, still, blending some things. But this is where we stand right now. And, this is what far-sighted looks like. Basically, there's a preamble that acknowledges the hard work in front of us that I believe y'all are familiar with in general, and thank you. And we begin with these general agreements. We will strive for unity and cooperation in our diversity, keep a clear, aware, and alert mind, promote peaceful solutions to conflict, and respect the dignity of all persons, protect the living environment and maintain clean and safe surroundings, reflect in our actions the common good we seek, base our solidarity on respect for the diversity of nonviolent tactics and plans of other direct action groups, strive to refrain from initiation of offensive violence against any person, Keep any debates or criticisms internal to the movement, avoiding any public or media denunciations of fellow activists and actions. Oppose any state repression of speech and dissent, including surveillance, infiltration, disruption, and violence. Not assist law enforcement actions against activists and others, except in the instance of extreme physical violence and with the explicit agreement of persons immediately affected by that violence. Encourage our own processes of restorative justice by the people of the Occupy Asheville movement, and leave this document open for revision. So that's where we have come together so far.
Thank you.
All right, and we will announce the next time, probably next week, that a full working group could come together. We'll communicate with the task that we have so far to continue to work with this stuff. So we'll announce when others can come and sit around and think about stuff. Claire? Yes. The working group is concentrated. I'll speed this up in 1 minute. We've concentrated also in trying to hammer out a schedule for some regular type nonviolent direct action training. We had 2 set for yesterday, one at 10 to 12 tomorrow, but we realized that now there's a rally tomorrow afternoon. So I don't know that we would want to do that in conflict. We were originally going to go 1 to 3 or 3 to 5, but then on Sunday we want to do it twice again, weather permitting, again 10 to 12 in the morning and 1 to 3. But basically, I'll put a sign up, just like we did today, that posts that when the trainings are for tomorrow and for Sunday. So look for it wherever we are posting out. 10 to 12 tomorrow, definitely. Here. Thanks.
Thanks, Coleman. Cool.
Coleman, I want to know if he could post that on the website.
Yeah, all of
under the
notes
working
from
group
tonight will be posted on the website.
Well, I mean specifically the nonviolence training schedule.
Yeah.
So it could be on the website so
Hey,
people
Colin,
can
make sure
share.
it's posted on the website.
It will.
Great. Okay.
Not
Thank you.
Facebook, the website.
Cool. I'm Elizabeth, facilitation working group update tomorrow. Sorry, not tomorrow. Sunday at, I don't remember, 11? At 11 a.m. at Wall Street Cafe, we will have a facilitation working group discussion. This is not the same thing as a facilitation training, which is where someone walks you through the GA process so that you would feel comfortable doing one of these roles up here. This is a discussion of how facilitation has been going. Earlier this week, we came up with a comprehensive list of problems that people have voiced. We also passed around a notepad last night for people to add their issues with the facilitation so far. So on Sunday, we're going to discuss them. We're going to try to come up with some ways to address these problems. We might discuss slightly reworking the way and order that we're doing GAs, possibly to have more emphasis on working groups, maybe splitting up into working groups, but that's all up in the air right now. I'm not trying to say that that's necessarily what will or will not happen. But if you are interested in becoming part of the facilitation working group, it's always open. Anyone can facilitate. We need a diversity of voices, so please come to the meeting on Sunday, and that will also be posted. Where at? Cool. Wall Street Cafe, 11 a.m.
Fine.
Yes. Cool. Any other working group announcements?
Treasury.
No, I'm not listening. But I have one now.
Okay, we're not.
This is from the Treasury. It's very important.
Okay, so you're a working group.
No, I'm not a working group.
Yes, he is.
Yes, it
Go
is.
for it.
Wow.
Working group, very well.
I won't label it. Unlabeled Treasury report.
We have dispersed so far $249.75. We have on hand $648.83.
Woo! They can't hear you.
We have. Anthony, can I have your light? Here. Thank you. Out went $249.75 in disbursement. We have on hand $648.83. The total donations have come to $898.50.
Woo!
Now, other business that needs an immediate decision. I have here a policy for the Treasury. If we don't have a policy in place, We cannot accept donations. That is hypocritical and phony as it can be. We need a Treasury policy. The General Assembly asked for volunteers to be treasurer, and I put my hand up. Now I'm asking the General Assembly to listen to this and pass it tonight, right now.
Okay. Yeah. Do we want to do it right now, or
Yes,
do we want to
do it right now. According to these rules that you gave me, there's an immediate need. There's an immediate need for this decision to be made. We've got almost $1,000.
Okay. You go for it.
Very well. I'm going to read the policy and rules. We are not a business for profit. We are funded by donations. We are totally transparent and accessible in our operations.
Can people still hear? All right, let's do a people's mic for the rest of these. That means everyone's going to repeat what I said.
We are not a business for profit.
We are not a business for profit.
We are funded by donations.
We are funded by donations.
We are totally transparent.
We are totally transparent
and accessible in our operations. We will, on principle, by example.
We will, on principle, by example.
Prove that honesty in matters of finance is possible.
Prove that honesty in matters of finance is possible.
Necessary
and
supremely preferable to current financial policies in place on Wall Street.
Supremely preferable to current financial practices on Wall Street.
4. Treasury officers can be suspended for inappropriate practice and policy rules.
Treasury officers can be suspended for inappropriate policies and rules. Are we good going back to reading it now? Okay.
Officers will serve no more than 2 3-month terms on principle. Unlimited terms of office, we believe, is a large part of the problem of our current government. 7. We will refuse or refund donations from persons or groups contrary to our ideology. That's put forth in we have paperwork that covers our ideology. 8. We will regularly donate to humanitarian causes on principle. The U.S. Treasury does not. 9. A brief, concise Treasury report shall be a top priority at General Assemblies. This eliminates the need for drastic, last-minute action such as bailouts, bankruptcy, and foreclosure. 10. We operate unlike current systems of government and finance. Occupy is a treasury of people, by people, and for people. And not money. Can we please have consensus on policy?
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Clarification.
I was listening that you said so about the Treasury and about bailouts.
Yeah, that was number 9. Shall I repeat it?
Yeah, can you please?
A brief, concise Treasury report shall be a top priority at General Assemblies. The government doesn't do it like that. Yeah. They don't let anybody know what's going on until, they ask for millions and just pass it out with impunity. This eliminates the need for drastic last-minute actions such as bailouts, bankruptcy, and foreclosure.
So the Treasury will also be gaining money for bailouts.
No. You heard it completely wrong.
That's what I was asking.
Eliminate the need for
So
any of that.
what it's saying is that we're not going to make decisions about those types of things at the last minute. They will be discussed by the whole group.
The Treasury report is important. Once the policy is in place, we got this much, we passed out this much, here's what we got. That's a Treasury report. And that's important. Put that first.
Okay, we have a clarification.
One of the things says that we will, on occasion,
One of the things says that on occasion we will make humanitarian or donations to humanitarian groups. Who will do that? The treasurer or general consensus of the group?
In the rules it says over X amount, discretion of the Treasury. Over X amount, General Assembly. What we're talking about is we have an excellent opportunity to lead by example. We can show them how to do it. Give people in need what they need. The needs of the group has to come first, but we need to put that policy in place. That's a need.
Okay. Any other questions or clarifications about the policy that was just read?
Could you define what groups are contrary to the ideology?
Okay, for instance, I'll give you a for instance, and I think we can consent on this pretty easy. Nazis. A group that I will not mention, I can't make my mouth say it, but they're identified by repeating the 11th letter of the alphabet 3 times. And if anybody in here is for that group, I can't say their name.
Okay. Oh, cool. So, can we...
Sounds like the KKK.
Should have been a proposal.
The proposal rules actually state that if a working group has an urgent proposal, they can do it as part of the working group announcement.
This needs to be passed immediately, and I promise I'm going by the rules.
We can bring that up at facilitation if we want to keep doing that.
Hang on to it.
Okay. So we still, do you want to read the rules for disbursement of funds? Would you mind if I read them, because I can talk really loud and I'll do it a little faster?
Yeah, go right
Okay.
ahead.
I'm going to read the rules for disbursement of funds. Number 1, submit requests. Include the amount requested, reason for request, identify group, and sign off. Number 2, show receipt for first request expenditures with next request. All groups account for their own individual finances. What does that say? Handwriting.
That's not part of it.
Okay. 3, we will accept handwritten receipts for requests of $35 or under on principles of trust, which are absent in the current financial policy. These require signature of requester and 1 other group member. 4, requests of under $100 accepted at discretion of Treasury Department following policies and rules. 5, requests of over $100 to go to GA for consensus. If more than 1 request, GA will prioritize. Does anyone need any of those read again? Okay, do we have any questions?
Yes. On the taking money from groups that, what's that rule? We won't take money from contrary to our, yes. Is this just strictly financial, or does it involve food or other monetary?
This is Treasury.
Money.
It's
Money.
only. Nothing that is of value. It's just money.
So when the Democrats try to give us sleeping bags, we can talk about it. Okay.
Alright, so if the Treasury denies funds to a working group, well, alright, so this is a 2-part question. So, can an individual ask for an amount of money for anything?
Yes.
Okay. What is the policy about that? Do they need to come to a working group? Do they need to anything?
Before it's all over and all the amendments and it's all fixed just perfectly, yes, people need to be in a working group. We've dispersed a few dollars for gas for people that are moving things around who are not in working groups. This is an immediate need. It's a discretionary disbursement, and I promise I'm not going to give any money that's raised by this group to anybody that I've not seen here once before or that I do not trust. And I hope you will trust my judgment in that.
And then
I've only been ripped off once at $20. And I put that back out there.
I gotta remember my second.
Cool. Brian, can we come back to you?
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions? Point of process.
I'm just wondering if we could take a temperature check and see where we are with this.
Okay, sure. Vibes check on continuing with this, with reviewing these proposals. Yeah. Okay, how much more time do we want to spend on this? Let's do that.
I just have a clarification.
Okay.
Do a vibe check. Softball vibe check.
Okay, let's go for our 2 comments.
I want to know if there's an appeal process if the treasurer doesn't want to give somebody money. Is there a process in place so somebody can go before the General Assembly and say, hey, wait a second, the treasurer doesn't want to give me money, but here, this is the reason why I want them. You know what, appeal process.
Any request for money that goes by these rules will be granted.
That still doesn't say anything about it. Still doesn't say anything about it.
Hold on.
Maybe.
No, that I'm just he's continuing the same. That's not. I don't. Do you agree that that's not a comprehensive answer?
No, it's not.
Okay, I agree. That's what I was looking for.
We can bring it up in GA. Yeah. Anytime that happens.
We have a lot to do, guys. Moving forward.
Okay, I gotta stop everyone right now and do a vibe check about if we want to continue with this discussion or move on. So, in favor of continuing. Okay. Maybe how about I'm gonna make a proposal that we table it now that we've all heard it. We table it for next meeting, or do we want to try to put it on our agenda tonight?
Can we just consent?
Call the question.
Can we try to consent to this right now? Is that what people are saying?
Yes.
Okay. All in favor of the proposals just read by financial group?
I got one clarification. What are the methods for transparency? It just says there's going to be transparency of what.
Transparent primarily means is that we're not hiding anything. It's really,
What method?
What are your methods?
Is it going to be on paper? Is it going to be on
Anybody can see the books at any time. Simple as that. They can see the books. They can count the money.
Okay, thank you. Do we still have a point of process?
Put it on the web.
What was the friendly amendment?
Should we say the friendly amendment that there be an appeal process, receiving funds, and they're denied, bring your appeal to the General Assembly.
That's all.
That can be. What we're trying to do now is get a policy in place. It can be amended at any time.
Right.
We can amend it tomorrow. We need a policy in place now.
So let's try to vote on this now with the understanding that if we need to bring it back up tomorrow night to submit amendments, we can do so. Okay, can we reach consensus? Any blocks? Okay, thanks.
One more thing. I've asked three times for volunteers. I'm going to ask again. If there's anybody with time and some bookkeeping experience, please raise your hand.
Brian will help. Over there. All right, thank you, Treasury update. Cool. Are you good?
That's it. I'm done.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
This is in place, right?
We're good? Yep.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Do we have any more working group updates?
Yes. Okay. I'm Becca. I'm with the storage working group, and we've been using my garage to take all the food, all the camping gear, pretty much everything here to my house, and it's been stored in my garage. We've had about 2 people that have been helping with the picking up, dropping off process every single day, multiple times a day, and I'm just asking if there's anyone that could possibly help us, taking cardboard or picking up cardboard or taking any of the supplies or picking up the supplies throughout the day. So if you could come see me or Wayne or Coleman, we will be glad to give you directions and get some more volunteers on.
Thank you, Becca.
Yeah, Coleman right there. Wayne. Wayne right
Wayne's
there.
done serving food. There he is.
Woo! Yeah. So let any of us know. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, we're still in working group. We have, one and then next.
Socially conscious sexuality working group. We have a
One mic, folks.
flash meditation, 5 o'clock tomorrow. Gather at Pritchard Park at 5 o'clock. And then we'll follow the general group wherever that goes to.
Cool, thank you.
So far, there is not the peacekeeping group. And Zachary is coming back on Sunday, and he's going to talk about this, but this doesn't mean that we can't take peacekeeping roles. What I've been doing is making sure that children who look like they're getting sick are getting attention, escorting people, giving them directions, keeping an eye on things. We need people to take these roles so that upon Sunday it's solid. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, any more working group updates? Okay, closing the floor for working group updates, opening the floor. I'm going to do a vibe check. Do we want to go straight to agenda items or go to general announcements? For those who want to go straight to agenda items. Okay, what about doing general announcements first and putting a time limit on it? Okay, we need more people to vote than that. I can't make a decision based off that. So
Half the General Assembly's eating pizza. Let's hang on before we make any real decisions.
When do we?
That's okay. It's not your fault.
okay, do we want to? I don't want to do a break right now. It's a really bad idea. Okay, let's do announcements. Raise your hands if we want to do a physical stack for announcements.
Vote on that. We shouldn't just say let's just do announcements, because that can go on and on forever.
We'll put a time limit on it.
That doesn't quicken the vote. So
Okay.
You're just kind of dictating to us.
Okay, so let's vote then. Okay, so we have two proposals. One is that we go straight to agenda items. The other, and folks, if you're getting pizza, if you could listen just to vote on this. One is that we go straight to announcements. The other is that we go straight to agenda items and table announcements for afterwards. Raise fingers if you want to go straight to announcements right now. Okay, hands down, going straight to the agenda item. Okay, looks like we're going straight to agenda item. Alright, I guess these are...
Wrong side.
They're up here, awesome. Okay, let's make sure everyone can see these. So, we need to prioritize these. So I'm going to read them and then take suggestions for how we're going to prioritize them. So we have tomorrow's action. Obama's visit, that's on Monday. Preparing for winter. Accountability for our legal representation. GA inconsistency. Would anyone like to add agenda items?
If you want to make a proposal for an agenda item, then you do that now.
It's not an agenda item. It's a
Quiet,
proposal.
please, so we can all hear what's going on.
I just don't know when to bring it up.
These people are speaking here. Us over here can't hear.
Okay, yeah, if you guys are having side conversations, please step away from the group so that everybody can hear. Alright, any agenda items?
I have a few proposals that should be done on there.
Okay, are they like under a category that's already up there, or are they separate agenda items? Yeah, I just read them. Okay, yeah, we got that. So Lexington Avenue Camp tonight is added to agenda. Any other additions to the agenda?
Is there anybody here that wants pizza that hasn't gotten it?
Do you want to go ahead and, why don't you, excuse me sir, why don't you write your proposal down and let someone read it if you have to go?
I'd like to place something on the agenda of the meaning of consensus, when that can be revisited in between meetings, and what the power of that, what we're doing here with consensus. That's the heart of it.
Okay, can you phrase that in 2 or 3 words to put on the whiteboard?
When can we change consensus? When can we make a motion to reconsider? Under what circumstances? Under what group?
Okay.
How are we bound by our consensus?
Okay, so process for changing consensus. Does that sum it up? Okay,
Please. I would like to say that change might in this instance be a trigger word, and that we say to reintroduce consensus, or something along those lines.
My suggestion for the agenda is the meaning of consensus.
Let's continue that discussion once we get to that agenda point. Are we cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay, not trying to dig straight. Thanks.
Eyes on that real quick.
Yeah, get that.
Cool. Well, when I get death flares, it makes me feel a little. All right. So let's see. How do we want to go about prioritizing these? Because I would lead that process, but I don't want to get people yelling at me. Okay. So I think anyone have a proposal for what we need to talk about first? Zach. Okay.
I don't mind being yelled at. I'd like to talk about our accountability for our legal representatives first.
I would not like to talk about that first. We talk about more objective matters first.
Sorry. You're done.
Sonny.
What's the spec stack?
I propose that since this is Friday evening, tomorrow being Saturday, and we've got the Saturday actions happening, we need to talk about the Saturday actions. Make sure we're on the same page.
Okay.
People
All
have
right,
to
so
leave.
we have two proposals for what to talk about first. Let's vote on them. Okay, another proposal for talking about first.
Hold on. Director Sarah.
Okay.
I think we need to talk about the issues of why people are really that's an agenda item, is like the conflict between people. Like, I don't know how to say that. Not conflict between people. What is it? I don't know. I said it earlier, right?
Is this similar to this that we added from you earlier?
Yeah. Accountability, I guess. Like, that's not the thing.
Inconsistency at GAs.
Yes.
You definitely can't hear anything
Okay.
that's said.
So she's talking about what you were suggesting earlier, which was GA inconsistencies and conflicts during GAs.
Yeah, kind of, because I think that if certain things don't happen, then half of these people right now are going to leave and never come back.
So right now I've got three proposals for the first agenda item we want to talk about. We have a proposal to talk about legal accountability. We have a proposal to talk about the anger at GAs and inconsistency with the GAs. Did I sum that up okay?
It's kind of, yeah. I mean, I could just, yeah.
Okay, and then what was the third one?
Saturday's
action. Okay, so we've got...
We talk about the Lexington Avenue camp.
She's got to be in that. She cannot break that.
Come on.
Okay.
Thank you, Jen.
I'm going to second Naomi's proposal with the accountability for Jen.
Okay, so we still have three proposals. Would anyone like to add a proposal for what we want to talk about first?
I would just, like, my proposal would be to try to address maybe some of the less hot, like, heated discussions, like agenda items first, that we can knock off the list to get them out of the way before we get into something that might be too, that might take several months of minutes or hours.
Okay, so do you have a specific thing that you would like to propose we do first, like one to echo one or to add a different one?
Maybe what's going on Saturday.
Okay, so talking about Saturday first. As a facilitator, I want to also say that I think it would be good for us to talk about something objective first so that we can, as a group, get really rolling on the consensus process and talking through our proposals and have that be really clear before people start getting angry enough to interrupt each other. Okay, so...
Can I have my direct response? I think one of the problems we've had with GA is that as time goes on through the night, we lose people from GA.
Yeah.
And
It's okay. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
That's a fact.
Was that the end of your comment, Naomi? Okay.
I would like to propose that we address the main issue confronting us right now about the Lexington Avenue camp, and within that, the meaning of consensus, and come to some consensus, and we can deal with the legal accountability for Jen at the same time. I don't care. Group it all together.
Okay, point of process.
I think what happened on Saturday is really important, and I don't know if we can exactly prioritize that with you. Maybe we should consent upon that.
Okay, so first let's, as a group, decide whether we want to talk about. So we have four proposals now for what we should talk about first. We have Saturday's action, accountability for GA issues, anger, problems, and Lexington Avenue camp. Would anyone else like to add what we're going to talk about first? Add a proposal for what we talk about first.
I propose the proposal take place in committees and are presented to General Assembly for vote.
Say it louder.
I propose that proposals are saved for committees and brought to the General Assembly for a vote for efficiency matters.
That's definitely something that we're working on. Yeah, I think a lot of people would like to see that. Okay.
Sir, this is a point of information, also director. Speak louder, sir.
So is that the type of thing that's going to be talked about in the facilitation working group?
Yes, that will be talked about at facilitation working group for sure.
I
propose that you pick which one we talk about first. Let's just get on.
There you go.
We're never going to get to any of this. All right. Okay, well, can we let's see if we can get consensus on going over tomorrow's action first. Is that okay? I think it would be really useful for us to go over the process and be able to do it with something that should be fairly easy. So, For each agenda item, if everyone could please listen carefully to this, this is one of the biggest issues we've been having is people not understanding this process. I will ask the group for proposals regarding that agenda item. So if there are different aspects of tomorrow's action that have not been decided upon yet, we will take proposals about them. After all the proposals have been submitted, I will close the floor for proposals, open it for friendly amendment. This means you have a tweak to an idea that someone already said. When you give a friendly amendment, please reference the proposal you're amending. That will help us all out a lot. After the floor is closed for friendly amendments, we will move on to general questions, clarifications, and concerns. So if there's something that wasn't clear, if there's something that you think is a big issue that nobody's talked about yet, that's your time to bring it up. Please don't interrupt someone making a proposal or a friendly amendment to voice your concerns. There will be time for that. After we go through all the questions, clarifications, concerns, we will open the floor for any blocks. I think we discussed earlier that if you have a block, you will be given the opportunity to say why you're blocking it and let the group know and get some feedback on that if you need it before you are pulled out. So we will not continue with the process of pulling out a blocker and then having the rest of the group reach consensus while that person is out of the group. That definitely doesn't work. Do we have any questions about the agenda item process and how we're going to, after we go over blocks, we'll try to get consensus. Is that really clear?
Yes.
Okay, then we need to decide if for proposals on agenda items, do we want to do a physical stack or not? So, yes, physical stack. That means people lining up at the front if you have a proposal. Okay, and then no, people should just raise their hands. Okay, it looks like we're going to try physical stack again. So if it doesn't work out tonight, we can do it differently tomorrow night. So let's just try to be patient, give it a shot, see how it goes. So with that said, I'm going to open the floor for proposals for Saturday's action. How much time do we want to spend on this?
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Okay, I'm hearing 10, 15, and 20. Do we want to try to go with 10 and then add more time if we need it? Are we cool with that? Okay, great. So we're going to do 10 minutes on Saturday's action. Please come down to the floor if you have a proposal for any aspect of the action tomorrow.
For a proposal?
Regarding tomorrow? Yeah. Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, I've heard a lot of proposals for like what the group can all do together. We know that we have the park and all those great things. That's awesome. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm Daniel, and we have some great ideas for tomorrow. We got the park. We're going to have some band stuff going on and all that. But what we need to do is come up with actions. I think by not discussing this or having an action is going to cause a lot of people to break apart, maybe do their own actions. It may not be as effective. I propose something like all of us just line up around the square, be very inconveniencing and in the way, all of that, and of course take over the 24-hour camping spot that we're going to have. And anybody else have any other proposals?
Yeah. Pretty brief. We know that there are affinity groups, and I would say that all of them are peaceful. And we've agreed that we will abide by going up to civil disobedience. I would say that tomorrow, the first group that assembles, that we need to join them in solidarity, and we need to be one. Because if we're not, this is going to be a good protester, bad protester issue that the media will slant. We need to stand as one.
Will you restate your proposal in one sentence?
That the first group that assembles in peaceful protest is joined by the others.
Did you get that? So first group that assembles peacefully will be joined by everyone else. Okay.
My proposal is that tomorrow we did almost everything he said. We do our thing during the day, and then when it comes to camping at night, instead of camping at the 24-hour spot that we have been given, I propose that we camp here instead, in as big a numbers as humanly possible. 2 minutes with them to arrest.
Okay. Do we want to make that